Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a video all about the desert rose. Mia, stop it. She's always trying to photobomb my video. So I'm in my backyard. It's quite humid today in Chicago. I think it's up to like over 60%. It's gonna get up to 90, I believe. So hope I can make it through this video. I have a bunch of stuff here and I decided to do a video because I got this desert rose actually on my anniversary with my hubby, and I got it from Plant Shop Chicago when I met Summer Rain when she was doing her book signing there, and I'm really excited. I haven't repotted it yet because I wanted to bring it home and kind of get it acclimated to my house because it was indoors for a while. I decided to bring it outside and I'm gonna repot it and hopefully it'll get some flowers on it. So I figured since I'm repotting, might as well do a whole video on it. And I recently did a bunch of research on the desert rose, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to share some facts about it with you guys and bring you along for the repotting. So let's go. All right, here's my pretty girl. She does not have any flowers, although I do see some spots where she did have flowers. Right there. Then there's another one up, oh, there goes that bud, up there. And then there's one right here. So I know this had flowers at some point. I don't know what this tag is. I actually love the base of this desert rose. It has this chunkier base and I just like how it looks like a tree. And let's do size comparison here. This cost us $35, which is a little more than we like to spend on plants, $34.99. But I think it was so worth it for the size of this guy. And I actually got 15% off for bringing in my How to Make a Plant Love You book. So that was awesome. So I think it ended up costing us like 40 bucks for this and this pot that we got, which is here. This is the terracotta, but it almost has like a concrete look to it. Jay picked it out and I thought it was really cute. All right, so some of the things we're going to be using today. We're going to be using a fertilizer, which I'll mix in with the soil. It's a 15-30-15, and in my research, I heard a 10-20-10 is supposed to be great for desert rose. So I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of this in and give it a good water. I'm going to be using a combination of Espomo's organic potting mix and Miracle Grow's citrus palm and cactus palm and citrus mix. And then I'm also going to mix in a little bit of sand and possibly a few of these stone pebbles just to give it a better drainage solution. But I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to put these in there. I will be putting these on the top of the soil. They have this really pretty, almost rosy color to them, so I thought that would be fitting. Okay, let's quickly go over some of the facts about a desert rose, shall we? You can plant a desert rose in a pot, which I'm going to be doing today, and you can have them indoors or outdoors, but they are zoned for zones 10B through 12, so pretty high heat desert locations where it's warm all year round. And that's if you're putting this in the ground. And obviously they're called a desert rose because they do great in the desert. So they're very drought tolerant, but they do need to be watered just like every other plant. So you want to wait until the soil's pretty much completely dried out, water it thoroughly. And this will all depend on what climate you're in and what situations you have it in. If I'm gonna have this outside in a terracotta pot in Windy City, Chicago, where it's quite humid and quite hot in the summer, I might have to water it maybe once every few days, which seems like a lot. But when you put a plant in terracotta, the terracotta wicks the moisture away from the roots. The wind in this city is insane, so the wind actually dries out the soil quicker. So it's definitely good to know what kind of situation you're going to be having your plant in because every situation is going to vary. Now in the fall, There's another plane. When I repot it and bring it inside for the winter, because this is not frost tolerant, it cannot handle frost situations. So when I bring it inside, I'll probably end up only watering it maybe once every week and a half to 2 weeks, because it's not going to be windy. It's not going to be super hot. Our humidity in our house is probably anywhere from about 50 to 55 inside during the winter months, but we keep it kind of cool. We keep it at like 68. So it won't need as much water during those months. So you really just have to evaluate your living conditions, your area that you're in, if it's in the ground, if it's in a pot. So it really all depends on where you're at. All right, let's get into the sunlight requirements. This needs at least 6 hours of full sun each day. So if you're gonna have it inside, you need to have it in a window that's gonna get plenty of light. Oh, it's really windy, guys, I'm sorry, hold on. So 6 hours at least of bright light. Now that might be a little bit difficult to achieve in the winter months here in Chicago, but we're gonna see, we're gonna test it out. I'm gonna keep this in my backyard where it gets a good half day of full sun, and hopefully it'll flower. The more sun it gets, the more it'll flower. If you don't have it in full sun that long, not to say that it won't survive, but it's not going to thrive, and it probably won't flower from what I read. Fertilizer. So we're going to do a fertilizer, as I briefly mentioned. We're going to do this Vigoro Bold Blooms flowering plant food. Now I didn't select this just because it's a desert rose and it's going to flower. I selected it because it was the only one that was closest to the, what do you call that? If you want to know more about fertilizer, go watch Summer Rain Oaks video on all about fertilizers. It's on her YouTube channel. She explains it really well. I will not explain it well, so I'm not even going to try. But it says to use something that's a 10-20-10, and on all fertilizers for plants, you should see the numbers on there. This one has it right here. Now I have other ones that were 2-2-2s. I had like my Fiddly Fig one is like a 3-5-1 or something like that. So it's just make sure that yours is as close to a 10-20-10 as you can get when working with desert roses and fertilizing them. Signs of a problem. Your desert rose gives you clues if it's not getting the proper care, which is typical of all plants, right? Yellowing or loss of leaves, and this could be due to underwatering or overwatering. Now I just lost 3 leaves because I haven't watered this since I got it. The soil is really dry, and I did that because I knew I was going to be repotting it. I knew I was going to be giving it a full thorough watering as soon as I did repot it, so I kind of held off. So I lost like 3 leaves, but that's okay. It still looks happy and healthy. Too much shade can also cause yellowing leaves or loss of leaves. And while it was in a window that got plenty of light, it may not have been getting the most light that it needs. So that could be another reason as to why I lost the leaves. But I think it was due to the watering. This plant is toxic. Okay, guys, it's not edible, and all parts of the plant are toxic. So if you have pets, kids, I would keep them away from this. Let's see, what else? It says to give it a very well draining soil medium. We're gonna use soil with a little extra added sand. And that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. It's just a cool plant, and I just really wanted to, read up on it before I repotted it, and so I know how to care for it because I've never had one before, and I know that they're highly popular right now in the plant community. I'm gonna try to talk loud enough to avoid the wind and the planes. I hope this works. I apologize in advance if you hear too much of that. We all know I live in a great old flight pattern, and they go right over our house, and I didn't want to do this inside because it's gonna be outside. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay guys, so we have some stuff here that we're gonna mix in this pot. So first off, I'm gonna start with the Cactus and Citrus mix. Just gonna kind of dump the rest of this in here because I don't have a lot. We got that. Now I'm gonna add a little sand. I have just white sandbox sand that I use to top off all my plants with that are indoors to prevent fungus gnats. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this in here just for some extra drainage. Just a little bit, about that much. And then I'm going to add in some Espoma organic potting mix, which is just a regular soil with a little added perlite in there for extra drainage. Okay, that stuff. And there's another plane. All right, I have a stick here I found that I'm just gonna use to kind of mix it up. Get all the sand mixed in there. That should be good. All right, hopefully you could see that. And I don't have anything protecting my drainage hole, so I'm losing my soil. All right, so now you wanna just kind of create a little well. And what I like to do is I like to just kind of push the soil up along the sides of the pot so that when I unpot this guy, it'll kind of just sit right in there. The base of this plant is not buried too deep into the soil. These aerial roots need to stay aerial roots. You don't want to put those underneath the soil, otherwise it could suffocate the plant and then it could die. So you want to keep the soil level right where your nursery pot kind of shows it at. Let's see here. Ooh, okay, it's all right. Not too many, but they're there. I see them. Create that little well. And actually, you know, before I do that, I'm going to add in some fertilizer. Individual small plants, 1 to 1.5 teaspoons per square feet. So I'm just gonna do about is it teaspoon? Yeah, teaspoon. I'm just gonna do a little bit there. Sprinkle it in. It's a slow release fertilizer. And now we're gonna pop it in there. And that seems pretty perfect. And I'm gonna add soil around here. So let's get potted up in here. I gotta cut that tag off too. Around the top of it. Look at that. Okay, and now what I wanna do is top it off with some of these pebbles. So let me show you a little bit close up what they look like. Can you see those? They have like this really pretty shimmer rose color to them. I'm just gonna top the soil off with them. I might end up using the rest that I have in here actually. Yep. Spread them around. And I just love the look that this gives it. Just makes it look so much more clean and desert-like, and it also helps with fungus gnats, especially when you bring it inside. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm gonna get her all watered in, and then I am gonna pick a spot and I'll show you where I end up putting her. All right, there she is. She's on a designated log. She's getting a little bit of sun right now. It's about midday, but she will get full sun in the morning. And she's so pretty. And I apologize because my neighbors want to do landscaping and planes and wind. But I think she's super pretty. Okay guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me in this video of a little bit of info on a desert rose and repotting. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. If you haven't already subscribed and you like plant stuff, shopping for plants, repotting plants, plant hauls, subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of these videos and I try to do a few videos a week. All right guys, I'll see you in my next one.